I'm here ready to hang out with you just another day older. Just starting to age before my eyes. And once you notice when you're starting to age, it does not feel good. Maybe you've already gone through this and you're like, Luke, listen, you're still young. You got a lot of life ahead of you. I don't feel that way anymore. Not after a few things that Nora has noticed about me. Now I can't unsee them. And they're just living rent-free in my mind daily. I need to get over this. I really do. Or else the struggle is going to be real for the rest of my life. Nora pointed out that I had a couple of gray hair in my beard. And now every single time I stand in front of a mirror, all I see is that gray hair popping through. I'm like, man, you can't be doing this. You're way too young. You can't be getting gray hair already. What the hell is going on with me? What is going on with my body? Why am I starting to do this? Well, I have to accept the fact that I am just getting older. That's what happens in life. When I do certain things just hurt. Like I washed my car. I got a little tired from doing that. Also, a lot of cracking was taking place when I was cleaning my car because I was like squatting, cleaning my tires and stuff like that. That's all I heard was just the crackling of the knees. I'm like, ooh, that doesn't feel good. Getting up very slow. I'm old. Washed up. But no, it's gotten worse, I feel like, over the last couple of weeks or so, just because Nora has pointed out the gray hairs. That's the last thing you want. You don't want the gray hair because that is a sure sign that life is coming at you fast. And there's there's a lot that you could do about gray hair, but that just means that your body is starting to change. And I've already noticed that a long time ago. Like around 29 is when I really started my body to do things that it didn't do before. But now the actual physical appearance, that's what I don't find cool. Like I never thought I would be the person with gray hair. How am I going to look like with complete gray in my hair? It's going to look better in the beard. It's going to be looking better on the head. What's that whole situation going to look like? Am I going to actually color my beard or my hair once more gray starts to set in? If you've come to this point in your life where you're already starting to diet or maybe do a little Just for Men, you know, those commercials that you see, that silver fox, he just takes that little comb of color and just brushes it in his beard and he looks good as new and his wife is all over him again. Is that what you do? Or do you just wave the white flag and go with the flow? And just let yourself start to age and really become that silver fox and own it. I don't know if I would be able to own it. The kid in me would make fun of me for trying to like stay young and get the gray hair, but also me as an adult, I want to keep that youthful stage in my life where I don't want that gray. I feel like this is a big dilemma when you get older. These are big life decisions that you're going to have to make. Do you go ahead and do it? Or do you just keep on living life and accept that you're getting old? Because I don't know if I could accept that. I honestly feel so young at heart. Except when I talk to younger coworkers, because then I'm like, man, I am so out of touch. I have no idea what the hell is going on. But I want to feel that way. I want to feel great about my life. But that old age just keeps on creeping in. Father Time is here, ready to knock me over the damn head. It's all right. Maybe I just got to find another way to stay young. Just give in to all the latest fashion. See, I don't think that would be good. I always laugh. I don't know if you have ever seen a guy out in public. I'm sure you have, because There's a lot of old dudes that do this. They try and dress like younger people. I'm like, dude, get over it. Stick to your style and don't give in to the latest fashion trends, because it's making you stick out like a sore thumb, like you don't belong there. It's sometimes like when you go to a baseball game, say you go to a Cubs game, right? You're not a Cubs fan, but you go to the game and you're a Cardinals fan. You go to Wrigley Field. That's a bad analogy because the Cardinals travel well. Let's say you're a Rockies fan and you show up to Wrigley Field with Rockies gear on. You're going to stick out. People are going to notice you. And that's how I feel with older people that try to dress younger. It's like, hey, give it up. You're old now. Stay with that peak style that you had and just run with it, because you could still make it look good. That's what I believe. And one person that has perfected aging, I think, is Pat Sajak. He's looked really good over the years. Him and Vanna White are two people that I think have really done a great job with aging. Now, they're in television, probably get a little bit more work done than the regular person to make them look a little bit younger. It's just recently you've started to see Pat Sajak really age. He's 75 years old. 75. I would have never guessed that, honestly. I've been like, oh, Pat Sajak, he's around my parents' age, but nope, he's a lot older than that. He's been hosting the Wheel of Fortune for 40 years. And he actually just came out and said the end is near for his run as the host on the Wheel of Fortune. I enjoy him as a host a lot because he's always so real. And he gives jabs to contestants on that show. And sometimes those jabs, they don't sound great. He has a lot of sound bites off of that show. People are like, is it okay if Pat says this? But he's fun. I've always loved watching that show. And I just think it's because my mom always made us watch it. I think it came on ABC. Yeah, Channel 7. Came on Channel 7 in Chicago. We watched that pretty much every single night after dinner. That was our education. It's like our educational TV show. Didn't watch anything else educational after that. But no, I'm sad about this. Pat Sajak saying that the end is near. Listen, I don't do well with television hosts leaving, radio hosts leaving. It's part of your daily life that you watch or listen to someone, and when they move on, your person isn't there anymore to greet you. It's sad. It's like, where the hell did this person go? Why did they just up and leave? It's not that they're upping. It's not that Pat is upping and leaving here in this scenario. It's just that it's his time. It's his time to ride off into the sunset and be done working. I don't know how long they actually work for, because I've known a couple of people that went to go see a few episodes taped of the Wheel of Fortune. It's like they'll be in one city filming filming TV shows for like 2 weeks worth of shows. So like every day they film like 2 to 3 episodes. Kind of just depends. So he's been at it a while, traveling, having fun doing that show. But I loved watching it. As a kid, I was so dumb watching that show. I had no idea. It was just like, I'm watching this with my family. I'm never going to solve a puzzle correctly here. But the craziest thing about that show, I always thought that him and Vanna White were married. Always thought they were married. For some odd reason, I was like, I know they have different last names, but they have to be married. They can't be doing a TV show this long and not be married. That's what I always thought. Like, they have to be. That makes me sad to see Pat Sajak getting ready to leave here soon. And it's also made me think of my top 3 for this week. The top 3 game show host of all time. If you listen to this show on a weekly basis, you know kind of my thoughts on game shows. I love them. And you've also probably picked up on who I think are some of the best to ever do it. So let's start right now with the top 3 game show host of all time. Coming in at number 3, and the only reason why he's at number 3 is because I was never smart enough to be good at this show, is Alex Trebek, the host for so many years on Jeopardy. Such a good host, but I have to have him at number 3 just because I couldn't be so much into that show as these other shows because I would never get a question right. Weeks would go by, and I would still never give a question, but I have to give the dude props on being damn good at being so smart in how to pronounce things that I would still never be able to pronounce. Alex Trebek, number 3 of the top 3 game show host of all time. Coming in at number 2 is the guy that we've been talking about for a while now, Pat Sajak, the host of Wheel of Fortune. Go ahead, spin the wheel. All right. Can I get a C, please? All right, let's go to the next person. His job, so simple, yet so effective at doing it. I feel like for someone to be good in that job, they would try and be too funny. But in that situation, Pat Sajak, less is more, has really become a great television show host, great TV game show host, that is, I should say, not television host. But he does a great job with it. Simple yet effective. We'll throw in that one-liner whenever there needs to be a joke. Because sometimes I feel like the show is like a little boring, and then here comes Pat with a one-liner. Pat, he finds himself at the number 2 spot of the top 3 game show host of all time. And number 1 is the man that always told you, don't forget to get your pets spayed or neutered, Bob Barker. He was a guy that hosted a daily game show for years. And I mean years. The best game show. The Price is Right. When your ass was homesick from work, who was your babysitter? Bob Barker. You saw him have people spin that big wheel, drop Plinko chips, play mini putt-putt, a whole bunch of different games. And you loved that show. I do love that show. I still watch it with Drew Carey. I think Drew Carey, sooner or later, will actually be up there for one of the best game show TV show hosts. But Bob Barker is the GOAT. Remember, he knocked out Happy Gilmore. Not very many people have done that, right? Because Happy Gilmore actually led the league in taking off his skate and trying to stab someone. So, just saying. So there you go, the top 3 game show hosts of all time. Alex Trebek at number 3, number 2, Pat Sajak, and number 1, the GOAT, Bob Barker, R.I.P. Love you, Bobby. You know, it's another thing that I come to a realization of over this weekend. As much as I love being outside, I don't think I could be an outside person anymore, an outdoors person anymore. I'm not really outdoorsy, but I do like doing a lot of activities that are outside. I usually go for a daily walk because, like I said, I'm aging and I'm 93 years old, and I like the next step for me is actually mall walking. But this part of my life, I'm just walking around the neighborhood on a daily basis. Usually go for about like an hour or so walk, and it ends up probably a 3.5 mile walk or so. And on Saturday, I was going for my walk. I was just about done. I mean, the house was about a mile left. I would say a mile left. I'm walking, feeling good. There's a lot of people outside. You could smell the neighborhood with a whole bunch of different barbecues going on. I'm like, yeah, this is the smell that I'm looking for. And then all of a sudden, as I'm walking, bobbing my head, waving to every person that's walking past me, waving to every car, I do the Forrest Gump. Something bit me. Something bit me. What it was, I have no idea. It's on my left love handle. And it's kind of in a position where when I sit down, it's uncomfortable. It doesn't hurt or anything. It's just uncomfortable. Like I said, I'm not trying to be a baby about it. But I don't know what it was. I just felt it. And then when I went to go look, because it's in such an awkward spot, I can't really see it. So I couldn't see what really bit me. If it was a bug or if it was a bee sting, like I couldn't see it. And I texted Nora. I was like, hey, don't feel the best. I just got stung or bit by something. I'm close to being home. I'll be home in a little bit, but could you get like something ready, like the Benadryl or some ice, something ready for me? She was like, are you sure you don't want me to come pick you up? I'm like, I could push through this. I'm good. I'm not a baby. So I pushed through it. I got home. Nora had a bag of ice waiting for me, and she was still looking for the Benadryl. For some reason, it was just playing hide and seek with us. Nora ended up finding it. So I took some Benadryl, iced it, felt good. But the whole thing of the night was I wanted to have a bonfire because it was a beautiful night. It was such a nice night to be able to have a chair around a campfire. But I couldn't. Got stung. I took that Benadryl. You know what happens when you have that Benadryl? You go nighty-night. You go nighty-night. That stuff will hit you, and it'll hit you fast. I don't think I made it past 9:30. But I did tell Nora, I was like, hey, since we can't do a bonfire tonight, let's go get some ice cream. Maybe that will cheer me up. We went to our favorite place. We went to Grater's. Got ourselves a milkshake. Both of us got a milkshake. And man, it tasted so good. I always get a mint chocolate chip ice cream milkshake, a medium. Small is not enough. Large is way too much. If I have a large, my stomach can't handle the large, okay? Let's just be real. Can't handle the large. I'll be pooing my pants on the way home from Grater's. So we got home, and I'm like, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go sit on the couch, just go hang out and kind of relax. We were kind of busy on Saturday. Did some yard work, went grocery shopping. I mean, both of us did a lot of stuff on Saturday. Nora had been baking all day. We both knew it was going to be an early night for the both of us. But when we got home, I told Nora, I was like, if I make it past 9:30, I'll be happy. I don't think I made it past 9:30. There were some late kickoffs on Saturday night for college football. I turned on a game. I remember like one play. That's all I remember was one play. I fell asleep on the couch, woke up at about 1:40, went up into the room, and man, that Benadryl sleep, that's the sleep that you always want. But you always have so much shit going through your head that you're never able to actually fall asleep like that. Like Benadryl just lets you crash every single night. I'm going to take some Benadryl tonight too, because it's still kind of red and a little swollen. So not a lot swollen, but a little swollen. So I'm going to take some Benadryl tonight. But I'm going to wait a little bit later to actually take that Benadryl because the Bears play Sunday Night Football. I'm recording this on Sunday, so the Bears play at 8. I'll make sure I'll take that at about like 9 o'clock. Maybe at about halftime is when I'll take it. I'll take it around then. You know, it's one thing that's really been bothering me lately. And I know this is such a dumb thing to like really bother me, but fundraisers. And I think it's because a couple of I think a nephew has had something that he's raising his baseball team maybe, and then my niece had something for her dance team. They're having a fundraiser, right? Buy pies, buy popcorn, just dumb stuff, okay? I don't mind fundraisers, okay? I don't. I want to start off by saying that because you might be thinking, Luke, you're such a tightwad. You don't want to donate money. No, I have no problem donating money to good causes. I'm not the richest person in the world, but I do have a $20 bill to go towards a good cause. Now, I don't know why so many people think that in order to get money for fundraising, you have to give something back. You don't need to give something back. If someone's giving you $20, that $20 needs to be going straight to the team. That's why I just would rather say, no, I don't need popcorn. I don't need a pie. Here's $20. Have it go fully to your team. Because you don't get that full $20. If I give someone $20 for a fundraiser, they get to keep that full $20. Now, if there's a $20 pie or whatever, there's a percentage that team will get because that pie probably realistically, maybe $10. They might do a 50-50 split on that. Maybe, whoever knows. So they might get that $10 out of it. But here's $20. That $20 donation that I'm just giving you without any sort of good return is just pure profit for the organization. I was once involved in a fundraiser when I was in college. I went to Lincoln College freshman and sophomore year. We did a baseball fundraiser every year. We had to write to people and just ask for a donation, whatever they can contribute. If it was $10, it was $10, $20, $20, whatever they wanted to. But I found that to be the best fundraiser ever. And I had so many people tell me that was the best fundraiser ever. Because all you're asking for is the money. We were going to give you that money no matter what. Like, we don't need something in return for a fundraiser. I don't want anything in return for a fundraiser. I want it to go towards the cause 110%. That's what I want. And even now, I think now more than ever, everyone has some sort of cause associated with what their business does, right? Hell, we were at Graders on Saturday night, and somebody asked us if we wanted to donate $5 towards, I don't know what it was, childhood cancer research, I think it was. We donated the $5 towards it. That was good. It was just $5, but they gave us a little coupon book that we could get, buy one, get one free cone. It's okay. Don't need it. I just want this $5 to go towards that cause. That's it. So if you ever have a fundraising event, don't sell me anything. Just say, hey, would you like to donate? Yes, I would love to donate. Whatever I can't afford at that time, I will. If it's $20, $10, $5, whatever I told you. We don't need to be getting cookie dough. We don't need to be getting pies. I'd rather give you, honestly, $100 than giving you $20 for a pie, cookie dough, popcorn, whatever the case may be. And it's 2022. How haven't we figured out better ways to fundraise? I'm telling you, just go and ask people for money. I know it's kind of uncomfortable, but if it's for a good cause, if it's for your sports organization, your dance studio, whatever, we know things cost to operate. We'll give you a 20 here. Give you a 20 there. Don't need popcorn. Don't need a candy bar. Gosh, I remember we did that all the time. Stager basketball, you had to sell a case of candy bars. They were $1. I had so many people always be like, I don't want the candy, but here's $5. And then my fat ass would be like, I'll eat those 5 candy bars. I technically sold them. Always so good. All right. That was my rant about fundraising. Just ask me. I'll give you straight cash so that way it could go directly towards it. Don't have to have any sort of good and then split between some sort of fundraising company. Wednesday, Nora's going to stop by for another smut tale. I haven't started to read the book that she suggested, but I need to get on that. Maybe it'll put me to sleep without Benadryl. Never know. All right, talk to you on Wednesday. Thanks so much for showing up today. Stay cool, stay classy, and don't forget, tell your parents you love them.